Hey there, booktube. Noah. Everyone who reads and must converse is the channel. Thanks for stopping by again. Sorry if you can hear the lawnmower a little bit. That's Saturday in the suburbs. You know what I mean? Saturday and Sunday. That's when everybody's gonna get to it. So today I want to touch on the haul that I've made over the last month or more. There hasn't been much book buying, as I'm sure everybody is kind of in the same boat with that. The hunt is what it's all about, right? So I like to go in and look through and find these gems, find stuff that I like. And, it's just not the same buying online or, just searching out a title and getting it. But there is one book that is still on the way that I have had on the watch list for a long time, and I finally just pulled the trigger and got it. And I want to go through some of the graphic novel reads that I've done over the past week and a half, and where I revisited one graphic novel that I love, and two were new to me. So first, the haul. I got a copy. This is all thrift store hauls. When thrift stores open back up around here, I hit them 2 or 3 that first day because I knew that they were just going to be overstocked. Actually, so I bought a new reader copy of Much Ado About Nothing. This is actually, from what I remember, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Shakespeare play. Now, I'm much more into the sonnets as far as Shakespeare is concerned, but this one I loved, so I wanted to revisit it. Just got me a little reader copy there. I grabbed this, W. Somerset Maugham, The Razor's Edge. I'm not familiar at all, but it says that it is, on the back, says his greatest and most enduringly popular novel. So, I'm going to check it out. Just got it for next to nothing, you know what I mean? I happened upon this little one, Stories Between the Testaments. Now this is personages. This explores personages that are in the Apocrypha. All the apocryphal writings. Some things like Gospel of Thomas, Apocalypse of Peter, all that kind of stuff. So it looked interesting. I'm gonna check it out. This is one that I did buy and had sent, bought off my watch list. I was turned on to this one by Leaf, and so I'm anxious to get to it. It's Beyond Biocentrism, Rethinking Time, Space, Consciousness, and the Illusion of Death, Robert Lanza. I saw this one, I think, on Leaf's bookshelf tour. He had nothing but great things to say about it when he went through it. It seemed interesting, so I got me a copy. I love Northrop Frye. He's an amazing scholar that did a lot of great work. And so I found this one at the also at the thrift store hauls. This is The Eternal Act of Creation. Essays, a collection of essays by Northrop Frye. So I have a few things by him already. I really enjoyed The Educated Imagination, and his works on locating the historical Jesus in thinking. The other two, the next two of my hauls are biographies. I happened upon this one, C.S.Lewis. I'm eager to get into it and see what kind of aspects of his life that we get in this. It says eccentric genius and reluctant prophet. I don't know how reluctant he was to share the things that he wanted to, but maybe it's just alluding to how C.S. Lewis, was not a very faith, based person a lot of his life, and had spiritual awakenings, and then became the kind of writer that we all know him to be, with Mere Christianity and miracles and things like that. Now this biography looks amazing. The life of Saint Teresa of Jesus. Now Saint Teresa of Avila. Now that it doesn't have much anything to it, right? Was a very mystical nun, Carmelite nun, and I love the kind of things that I have come in contact with her. She was a contemporary of St. John of the Cross, and so you can't go wrong here. That's it for my haul. And then what I have coming that I was hoping to get by this weekend, but it didn't happen. I'll get it the beginning of next week. Is some of Charles Williams' theological writings. I got there's a book that he titled "He Came Down from Heaven," and if you see my Charles Williams Author Spotlight video, I shared a little bit of Charles Williams' theology, how he took ideas and then developed a practical practice from it that is illustrated in his book Descent from Hell. And I just want more. Let's see. It's definitely a unique way of looking at Scripture and bringing out a practical application of Scripture. So I wanted to get some more. So that I was watching for a long time and then just finally called it out. Most people will be familiar with my graphic novel that I revisited this last week and a half, and it is Watchmen. I had let a buddy borrow this years ago and did not receive it back. Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons, Watchmen. I had let a buddy borrow this, didn't receive it back, and then I just didn't buy another copy for a long time. And I love it. I like the movie too, even though they did change some aspects of the ending. But it's beautiful, an amazing work. There's so many little Easter eggs in here. It's a very deep exploration of an alternate history and an alternate world that definitely makes a lot of commentary on our world. I like it a lot. And so I had found this at the thrift store haul. Finally got my hands on another copy, so I just read through it. Very cool. I don't know how popular and how many people know about these next two coming up, but I grabbed Brian Azzarello. He did 100 Bullets, a series called 100 Bullets. That's amazing. And so it's one of my favorites of all time as far as graphic novels is concerned. So I picked this one up. This is a short little story arc that came out around the time that the first Christopher Nolan Batman The Dark Knight movie was supposed to come out. And in this, the Joker is let out of Arkham Asylum for undisclosed reason, just saying, well, I'm not crazy anymore, I guess. And comes back and wreaks havoc around Gotham, of course. Wreaks havoc, kind of getting back into his ways. The artwork in this is really, really cool. The artwork in this is done very well, and the storyline is pretty cool. I definitely want more, But this was the commission. It's not a very big story. It's just like a little snippet, a little portrait of the Joker. And I enjoyed it, but like I said, it was definitely a short little snippet of a story. It wasn't at all satisfying as far as a read, But, that's why I go for things like 100 Bullets, Why the Last Man, big stories that are fully have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. to them, and that are long like that, because I love stories, you know. I want something that has some substance to it. And so with that being said, you know, I enjoyed it, but it just was what it was. And the last graphic novel that I got into, this was a suggestion by a brother of mine. I have 4 younger brothers, actually, and he suggested Hawkeye. When was this published? I'm not totally sure. It's fairly recent. Let me just take a look here. And I enjoyed it. I mean, it was just fun stuff, you know, just fun superhero stuff. Your Hawkeye is your Avenger that is you know, no superpowers, and you're just your regular guy that's just kind of a screw up, you know. But I enjoyed, this is Hawkeye numbers 1 through 11, all collected in one edition, and they use different artists through those first 11 comics anyway. So that was kind of weird to me, you know. The first, you know, maybe 1 through 4 are done in this very, maybe 1 through 3 are done in this very realistic, very well done art. And there's other artists that do some of the later, you know, maybe 6, 7, and you know, it's just, it goes kind of cartoonish, more cartoonish, the artwork. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not necessarily bagging on it. It's just that I do wish they had kept that first artist the whole time for him to do the work. David Aja, Aja is his name. And so he did a great job of just show the different artists and contributors to the project there. Very cool. I enjoyed it. It definitely was, you know, all out action, and some, you know, Hawkeye's just, you know, in a mess in his personal life and in his public, you know, outer life. Outer life is, you know, the bad guys that he's getting involved with and mixed up with. In his personal life is, you know, females, of course. You know, he's totally inept at handling himself like that. So I hope you enjoyed the Haul BookTube, and let me know if you liked, or if you have read any of those graphic novels and what you think. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.